What up, Earthlets? It's episode 14 of Electric Fancave on electricfeast.com. As always, Corrigan Vaughn here with my partner in Crimes Against the Airwaves, Heather Feather. This week we are stoked to have Allie on board. You might know her as ASMRrequests on the YouTubes, and if you don't, prepare yourself, you're about to be smitten. This week we're going to talk about Joss Whedon's surprise internet movie premiere. We'll struggle with how to manage the revelation of a new, potentially habitable planet, and we'll discuss why Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are still the world's best friends, even though they seem to know nothing about each other. And in the Bad Teenage Decision of the Week segment, another airplane-related bit of stupidity makes the news. Y'all ready for this? Episode 14 is a go. So, hey gals, how's it going?
Hi there.
Hey.
Yeah. Heather, rocking some new headphones today.
Yeah, my other ones. And they were good headphones, too.
Oh, they're cute. I just noticed those. They're really
No,
cute.
they're not cute.
Oh, I hate them too.
My other
Yeah, they're
ones,
terrible headphones.
I was working and they were fine, and then they stopped. And I had to go to the store at 2 in the morning to get these so I could edit my video. And they were $30, and they hurt my ears.
Where did you find headphones at 2 a.m.?
I don't want to tell you.
I think I know.
CVS headphones or something like that. I can't even, what would be open? Well, at least you got them, though, so...
Had to.
Yeah, I don't know. If it were 2 a.m. here, I'd just be screwed.
They look like they might be for a child.
Maybe that's why they hurt. I don't know.
They look really little.
Poor Heather. Such problems. Allie, how about you? How's your life right now?
Pretty fantastic.
Excellent. That's always good to hear.
Yeah, thanks. I'm enjoying a little afternoon snack and drink.
Yeah, what do we got going on there?
I've got some sliced pears.
Ooh. Looks so
Would
pretty.
you like some?
I would.
Yeah, so that's the plate that matches my mug.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking hot water with lemon.
Whoa, that's really healthy.
That's what I've heard, and that's why I'm doing it. And I like the taste of lemon.
Yeah.
But it has to be hot, though. It aids in digestion and something. I don't know.
Allie has a thing with eating really healthy stuff all the time.
But I also
When
have a
she's
thing
on
with
the
eating
camera.
really crappy stuff all the time, too. I'm just like, rah.
So basically just eat anything, healthy or
She
Yeah,
pickles.
I don't
I saw her down a whole tomato one time when she was talking to me. She was
That's
just like,
hardcore, dude.
That's not even weird for me.
I'm glad you added for me, because I was like, I don't know if that's not even weird is actually accurate.
It is even weird. It wasn't. Heather was like talking about it like it was a big day, but that's just like Wednesday, you know.
That's interesting. What else do you eat that's weird?
Oh god.
Pickles.
Let's have this discussion.
Wait, pickles? What's wrong with
She eats pickles like candy.
I do too. I cannot resist a dill spear. Just pop them.
Yeah. Do you take a little from the jar?
No.
Oh.
No. In fairness, I haven't tried it though. Maybe it's awesome.
It'll give you
It
hives.
tastes like the pickles we're just eating.
It'll give you hives.
It'll give you hives.
That
Well,
sounds.
maybe give you hives. Don't give me hives.
It's like it'll put hair on your chest, but it'll give you hives instead. Huh, I've never heard of drinking the juice out of the jar, but I feel
I don't do it a lot. I don't make a thing about it. But if the jar's in front of me, which it usually is, because I'm going to have more than one,
Yeah.
just little...
Wash it down.
Wash pickle down with pickle. I
There you
like
go.
it.
Yeah, I eat a lot of produce and stuff, too. So.
Yeah, I wish I did. That's not really my bag, so to speak, which is why I'm usually eating M&Ms or pita chips or things like that on this show and crunching through it.
I like those things, too.
So, tell us what you do, Allie. For the listeners who may not be initiated, explain yourself.
Okay. Are your listeners... Well, I guess we don't know all of them, but are they initiated with ASMR, the ASMR community?
At this point, they are, yeah.
Okay. Well, I am an ASMR content creator or ASMR artist within this lovely little ASMR community, and I make videos on a regular basis to elicit the ASMR tingles from my lovely viewers.
And you've got some of the coolest sort of videos out there with the effects and stuff that you put into it. I remember when you first came out with Departure, I had posted this on Twitter, and all these people who like had never even heard of ASMR were just like, "What was that? That was awesome!"
Thank you.
So, yeah, how did you come up with the idea? And maybe explain what Departure is as well, because I think this is probably like sort of your like this is the Alley flagship series.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yeah.
Thanks. So Departure is. Are you laughing at me?
A little bit, but it's because I like you.
Good laughing.
Yeah,
Just laughing with you when you're not laughing. It's fine.
Okay.
because she did a cute little thing.
Shoulder dance.
Departure. Okay, I'll explain what Departure is first. I'm trying to do it briefly if I can.
Yeah.
Departure is now a series that I have on my channel that is a science fiction story-driven ASMR series. So it incorporates all the kinds of tingly triggers that many of mine and Heather's and Robert's, like all of those videos incorporate, except I also have an ongoing storyline.
Right.
And it's of course it's first person because I'm just talking to you, the viewer. So the viewer is kind of going on this sort of sci-fi adventure with ASMR involved.
How in the world did you come up with this?
It was really. I have a completely vivid memory of the day we thought of it. My boyfriend Josh and I work together on the channel a lot, and we collaborate on it a lot. And he's definitely behind a lot of some of the cooler ideas that have like come through the channel. So we were talking one day. We wanted to do a cool role play, something kind of different and unique. And he's a sci-fi lover.
Nice.
I have learned that I also am a sci-fi lover from this experience. He was like, it'd be really cool to do something kind of science fiction-y. And so he had this idea, and he said, "Tell me what you think of this." And we were like standing in the dining room, I remember. and
this is a really vivid memory.
Sorry, I'm just like, I was wearing tennis shoes. I'm just kidding.
I was eating a tomato.
I probably was. Or I was going to.
Yeah.
Then he stopped me with this idea. He had the idea for a sleep induction role play for someone who is about to be put into like a cryo sleep before an exciting space travel. That was actually the initial idea. So essentially Departure 2, the episode that has most recently come out, was the first idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And then we were like, okay, let's expand on that. Like, what happens first? And then we started talking about how, well, if they're on a trip, so maybe they need some guidance to help just plan this trip. So they go see a travel agent. And then that's just kind of how the idea was born.
And was it meant to then go on and be a series, or were you like, you made this one, and then it was like, maybe we could keep going?
It was kind of somewhere in between that, because like I said, we did want to eventually, get to that cool being in a pod in a spaceship experience. But when the first one did as well as it did, that's when we knew for sure, okay, this is continuing now. It must,
And how did you, I mean, I don't know, is your boyfriend a film major? Like, how did you guys end up coming and being able to sort of create these effects and these, the editing that you guys do? It's kind of crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Josh is not, he's not a film major, not really, I guess. He's a film lover, and he's always wanted to sort of be involved in filmmaking somehow. And so he knew, pretty, I don't know, maybe like a few pegs above basic video editing skills. He was, he knew what he was doing. But when Departure became what it was purely out of these ideas that we were having that we wanted to incorporate. And he was like, I'll learn it,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. And every cool effect that you see in either of those videos were just learned on the fly by Josh for the most part. He just took tutorials and just figured out how to do it. And that was his first time doing any of that.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I
know, I'm really proud of him.
That's some advanced stuff in there that he's doing. So that's really cool. And having a partnership in this sort of content creating must be really helpful.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Are there a lot of content creators that do that? That do the partnering up of content?
I don't know anyone off the top of my head.
Nice. So you're just doing
Not
all kinds of new
directly,
things.
I think, as Josh and I. What was your question?
Oh, I said you're just doing all kinds of new things. You're pioneering new roads in the...
I hear.
Yep. Fording the rivers of ASMR and YouTube. And then you also have all these sort of like characters that you play. And they're a lot of fun. They're very distinct. I think probably Salmon is one of my favorites and a lot of people's that you do.
Thank you.
How do you come up with your characters that you portray?
Josh and I share something in common. We just love humans. We're so interested in all the different kinds of humans that we've encountered in both of our lives.
Yeah.
And I think we must have had a lot of similar experiences because we can kind of riff off each other so well when when one of us thinks of a kind of a caricature of someone, of a caricature of a human that we've all encountered. But we one of us will say something and the other one will say, oh yeah, and then they'd be wearing something like this. And then I'll say, yeah, and she would always say this. And it's just this like, it's super easy. You just think of because humans are so interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And well, I think that's one of the things that comes through is there's like sort of something like true about these characters that you create. Yeah,
that's the key. And they are caricatures though. And I think that's what makes them so fun is that they're just extreme versions of 5 or 6 people you've probably encountered in your life. You know what I mean?
Who's your favorite to play?
My favorite to play is Tooth Fairy.
and explain the Tooth Fairy for those who have not actually experienced it.
Tooth Fairy is a Tooth Fairy. She's not the Tooth Fairy. We learned from her first appearance that there's kind of a union of Tooth Fairies, so to speak. And she's a Tooth Fairy who generally, she's not like a bad lady, but she's questionable. And she's kind of like, she doesn't have a lot of scruples. She'll do pretty much anything she can do to like get her hands on your teeth. And that's her main goal, is to get your teeth. But she also is a sort of a caricature of like a how do I say this? She's just like a real kind of Jersey sounding like fast talking, you know. And she's got the lip liner, and she's got the mole here, and the like bright blue eyeshadow, and the like the bangs and the hair. Yeah. Definitely a caricature, and I love playing her more than any of my other characters.
Do you ever, you talk a lot in your videos about your son. Do you ever like go dressed like as a Tooth Fairy, like, and like? So
I don't do it like specifically for him, but he's in my world, so he sees me. Yeah. Sometimes he'll just be like, he's really little. He's only 2. Right. But I was picking him up or his dad was dropping him off at my place one day, and I was shooting Tooth Fairy. I was in the middle of shooting, and I was like, oh, hurry. And I didn't have time to just like change or anything. And he doesn't know a ton about what I do here.
I was going to say,
he knows I make videos, but he did not expect to see me come down in like a little blue night dress with wings on. I think I took the wings off, actually. And makeup, and I'm just like, hey. He was like, all right, and then he just like handed me my son, and then I was like, bye.
Didn't question too far into it, just like,
no. And that happened again recently with my newest role play with Avalon Divine. I don't know if you've seen her yet. It's brand new role play.
She's killing it in views right now.
Okay, well, tell me about this.
It's so funny. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have Heather explain it because she's.
Oh, Heather to explain it. Actually, I'd love to.
It's so funny. She's a character from like the 80s. So she starts out with a VHS quality video where it's like her infomercial kind of. Mm-hmm. It's so bad, but it's good. It's so bad, it's good. And then she does her video, which is full of her ASMR triggers and stuff. And you find out, if you read the description thing and in the infomercial, she has a Twitter for this character. And she's tweeting people's fortunes. And they're so funny. They're so
oh my gosh.
Stupid. It's so funny.
This sounds incredible.
It is incredible. Hold on, you guys talk. I'm gonna bring up some of her.
You bring it up, and we'll revisit this. So this is what your Facebook Avi is right now then. Yeah? Your
Yes.
avatar.
Exactly. So that's what I was wearing the other day when I had to go, and this time, I was picking up my son. This time I wasn't just in my own home. Like we meet at a meeting point.
Right.
When he drops him off with me, and so I'm in public, turtleneck, hair. I look, oh God, ridiculous. And I texted him to warn him, like, I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna look insane, so.
Yeah, people in the, wherever you're meeting are looking like, should you be leaving the child with that person?
Should she be with him?
That's
she okay?
Fantastic.
Actually, one night after shooting, I was still wearing the costume, and Josh and my son, they took a little evening walk around my complex, and I finished what I was finished shooting, the part I was shooting, and then I went downstairs and kind of just walked around outside my apartment complex, just feeling like adventurous. And I thought, like, if anybody sees me, and hopefully no one will see me, but if anyone sees me, I'm gonna just do the character. I'm just gonna be her.
Yes.
And just do it in the complex. And like a trash guy came by, and he said hi, and I was like, hi. So like I didn't really get to do the character, but it kind of I felt I was like trying to as I was walking around.
I feel like that would be kind of amazing, like just in general to just walk around in your characters, in character.
Yeah,
and...
I would like. I'm not brave enough to do that, but I would really like to actually really do it.
If you bring a camera with you, then you get a lot braver, right? If people think you're filming it for something, then you're like.
I mean, it's not even on. No camera on.
Yeah, it's not on, but yeah, just holding it. Yeah. All right, Heather has found.
Okay, I found some. I'm not going to tell you what the people asked her because you don't even need to know. These answers they stand alone. Okay,
they're
ready?
All pretty much asking the same thing, just like
what's my fortune?
What's my fortune? Yeah, right.
Ready?
Yeah.
You will create a Twitter-like app, Flitter, the world's first butterfly-only social community. It is surprisingly successful. Right.
It is surprisingly successful.
You will be the first.
Josh helped with that one.
Well done, Josh.
Good job, Josh.
You will be the first DJ to win a Grammy, Oscar, and Emmy. This will sadden Skrillex, who will drop the bass for the last time. Wait, there's more. I've heard sleeping on a giant mound of pine wood shavings for 2 weeks can provide answers for this type of scenario.
Well, that was about the hamster.
The hamster.
That was the guy who was wondering if
Don't give it context.
No context.
Fine, you can if you.
Funnier, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
This person was wondering if his deceased hamster was trying to contact him from the beyond.
That is pretty good.
You will invent a new kid game craze like Pogs called Krogs. It's the same as Pogs, but the addition of crocodiles sets it apart.
I would play that.
And it just goes on and on and on.
So what is this Twitter?
This
Twitter?
Twitter.
At Avalon Divine.
Yeah. At Avalon Divine.
Mm-hmm. That's her name. That's the character's name.
Check that out, everybody, and maybe
so
ask
funny.
a question. Find out your fortune. That's incredible.
Like tweeting.
Yeah, I like this. So now you've branched out and created like a universe of yours. Is this the Alleyverse?
Oh, I don't know.
Like what was it? The Featherverse is Heather's.
I guess I can have an Alleyverse.
An Alleyverse, yeah. Because you've got this is where all these characters you've created live, I imagine.
I guess so. I mean, Salmon is actually a part of the. She makes an appearance in this video.
Oh, really?
Just for a sec. There's no video or anything. She's the portrait of Salmon.
Yeah, maybe you should just explain Salmon. I want to hear like how you came up with Salmon. This, from my own personal like, I don't know. I'm so curious. How do you get Salmon?
Salmon, originally, I mentioned this in a video once, Salmon was going to be another character that no one's ever really met before. Well, I did just a minute of it in a video just to share. But we filmed the whole video. And there was another character called Paolo.
Uh-huh.
And I was in full drag, just man. And it was gross, and I pulled it off. I looked like a dude. It was disgusting. And he was a makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
he was the makeup artist on set of this photo shoot that you, the viewer, are participating in. The rest of the ASMR video is me as Allie, just like photographing you.
Okay.
But for a minute, there's a cameo of another character, and it was going to be Paolo. And then Paolo didn't work out. We had all these weird like syncing issues, so we were like, I don't know. But somewhere in the middle of all that drama with trying to get that video sorted out, Salmon was thought of, and she was this sort of like hybrid person of God, who is Salmon? Salmon is so many people. She's definitely a little bit of Willow in there.
Yeah.
Willow from Buffy.
Absolutely.
I was really kind of trying to channel Allison Hannigan for a while, but then it kind of went somewhere else. She just, this like weird salmon creature just kind of came out of me.
It's so good. It's a very fun character. Always exciting to see.
I like her a lot. I like playing Tooth Fairy more. It's just, for some reason, doing it, in the act of doing it, is more fun for me, and like writing it is more fun.
How do you write these ahead of time, or you just say what comes out? Like, how do you memorize it?
Sometimes. Departure was memorized.
Okay.
Actually, that the scene where I'm the Sherry, and I'm getting all your stuff happening for your flight, that was actually completely memorized verbatim.
Okay.
But generally, I don't memorize so hard. I just kind of have certain, general outline. Like I bullet out what I want to say.
Okay.
Then I'll have kind of some notes around me to help me get there. But it's a little bit more natural than just. But I wanted Sherry to be really robotic.
Yeah.
So memorizing it was really the only way to do that.
Right. What do you guys do when you mess up? This kind of goes for both of you. Like, because it's supposed to be sort of like fluid most of the time, so you just have to start over.
I know what Heather does when she messes up when she's filming for Departure. That was so fun.
What does Heather do?
You don't understand. You don't
With
understand.
Heather, you don't know she's going to mess up until she's. And you don't know she's going to mess up until all of a sudden a word that was supposed to be like some normal word becomes like fudge. When she messes up. I was totally into that, but then you just said fudge.
And so do you just start over? Like, wow.
I mean, it depends. If it's not a huge mistake, then maybe you can roll with it. But
you can't. Cuts get jumpy when you're staying still.
And the fewer cuts, the better with our types of videos, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And it depends on the video. If you're going to put a ton of work into something, like a ton, like Departure, or, a very intensive video, you do it over. Because you're going to spend that much time on it. You're not going to just leave that. Yeah. You have to. It's hard. There's a lot of work.
It is. That one scene, that one long scene, where I'm just talking for like 10 minutes in Departure in the spaceship. We set up, shot, broke down that whole experience like 4 times, I think. Costume, everything. Like I took all the makeup off, and then we would like go through the footage, and it'd be like, nope, it's not right, and then I would do it all again.
Wow, that's intense. That's
it was
a lot of work. That is.
It's usually not. It's not quite that intense with other videos. I'll just backtrack and find another place to start again, but. Yeah. But it can get that intense, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we should maybe talk about some other things as well, since we've been chatting for a while. I hope everybody feels like you know Allie now.
I feel like I know you guys.
Yeah, don't you? You can feel the Fancave vibe. And
it's feeling good.
It's a good place to be. So let's start with our news story this week. I don't know if you got a chance to read it, Allie, about the 16-year-old who stowed away. Okay, let me explain this. A kid here in the Bay Area apparently got in a fight with his parents. And his reaction to this, 16 years old, mind you, this is not like a 5-year-old, was to go to San Jose Airport, jump the fence, get into the wheel well of a Hawaiian Air airplane, and fly to Hawaii. The wheel well, like where the wheels are. Like,
That's terrifying to
right?
me.
Like, it's horrifying. Like,
Was he just? Wait a minute. I need to see like a picture.
I know, I was looking so hard to see if someone had a picture of this, but the thing was, they didn't
I
find
should
him
see what a
in...
wheel well is.
Oh, well,
like,
that's important,
No,
too. Where you're landing, or not landing gear, where you're... Is that what that is?
the go in.
Yeah. Regardless, they didn't find him in it. Somehow he survived at like 38,000 feet or whatever. Freezing temperatures.
He was just out there, like
Out there exposed. No, like the lack of oxygen and whatever reason they pressurized the cabin, that was not happening for him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was just like on this thing?
Yeah. And so he straight up passed out and like arrived in Hawaii, and they found him wandering around the tarmac super confused because no oxygen for however long he had been up there. Isn't that insane?
He didn't like fall. I mean,
Well, that's what this thing was saying is like the article that I read about it, it was like, for one thing, I was like, who even thinks to do that? Like, but apparently people have done this before. Another 16-year-old died doing this in 2010, and apparently last year some guy did it and fell out as the plane was landing over like a London street. Yeah.
Did he survive?
Why?
Oh no, he super died. Like, I don't... Mega dead. Why would you do this?
I don't know. I don't even like really like getting onto the plane part of a plane.
Right?
Very much. I'm scared of sitting inside of them.
Yeah, I have a hard enough time just with flying in general. And just like, I don't know. I'm like, I want to know more about this, but I have a feeling because he's 16, we're never gonna like hear the story.
Yeah, because it's like, they don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to tell us anything. If he were 18, they would have arrested him and we would have heard all about it. But
Yeah,
16,
his name and
like,
everything.
why did you do this? And they're just like super worried about this kid. I mean, that takes some balls.
Takes some crazy.
It does take some crazy. All the way to Hawaii.
Over an ocean. Over an ocean.
From Cali?
Yeah, from Northern California.
Nope.
Yeah. Wicked nope.
No.
It's just, I don't... This, we managed to top last week's dumb teenager who tweeted a terrorist threat at the airline.
Oh, that was dumb.
Yeah, that was super dumb. I was like, that is, teenagers, they're ridiculous, but now we've topped it.
Yeah, this is more dumb.
If you fell out, if you fell out over the ocean, no one would ever find you. No one would
if
ever.
you fell out over land, you just die, so I don't
Yeah, but
really...
you would just be gone. No one would ever know what happened to you.
That's true, yeah, like if he had fallen out somewhere that like no one would ever know, he would just be like missing kid from San Jose.
How long did he go without like proper oxygen?
I don't know, apparently the flight was 5.5 hours.
Wow.
I don't know how long you're like all the way up there and whatnot, but
decent
like...
amount of time.
Yeah, and like the thing is he says he doesn't remember the flight at all, so presumably he passed out pretty quickly and just was
I'm
out.
thinking he may suffer like brain damage from this, possibly. You can't go without oxygen for that long.
But they examined him and he's apparently fine.
He's a mutant.
Yeah.
I feel anxiety.
Yeah, I'm getting anxious. Yeah, I'm getting like,
I do.
I don't, everything about this is ridiculous. So,
all right.
just in case you're wondering, there's something dumber than tweeting terrorist threats at airlines. So tune in next week to see what else a teenager has done that was a really bad idea. I don't know. This could be a segment. Someone said that our news on here is always very informative. So,
cool.
Yeah. So far, I've taught about the Black Death, and we have discussed 2 airplane-related events. So we're doing really good with news. I just felt we should discuss that little bit of action. But more importantly in the news this week, you guys, we got a new planet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kepler 186f. A potentially habitable planet, which doesn't mean that we could live on it, but like something could.
F is for F, yeah. That's awesome. What?
Exactly. That is totally what it's for. Did you guys read about this week?
Yeah.
That's
I think it is really awesome.
Yeah. Like, I mean, apparently what I learned in reading about this is that there's like a whole bunch of planets out there in the solar system, but this one's actually Earth-like. they said, which is
like habitable.
Yeah, and they said it's I don't know, I guess it's comprised of similar things, and it's sort of got like a similar setup with its star, its equivalent of
our sun.
Yeah, but it goes around
like the Goldilocks area, right?
The what?
The Goldilocks area, the Goldilocks zone. Like it's just the right amount of distance from the sun to not be too hot,
not too cold. Aha!
But I wish I had.
Science. Good job, Allie. Yeah, I had not heard that before. But yeah, I guess so. And it takes like 192 days or something like that. It's like orbit or whatever, as opposed to our 365. I don't know if you guys knew that it's 365 for us. Yeah, I
was wondering where that number came from.
Yeah, it wasn't arbitrary.
Oh my god.
Science, you guys.
Science.
I want to know, like, I want something to be there. You know, like
alive?
Yeah, like I want something to be there.
Me too. Not you,
No.
Heather does not.
You don't like aliens?
No, I do, but I don't want that.
Like, what if it's like, it's like a planet full of, like, puppy-like creatures?
Oh, I love, puppies.
Right?
Nope.
No?
Well, I want to know what your reasoning is.
Yeah, I'd like to hear why we do not want things on this planet.
Because whenever something is introduced to us that's not supposed to be, or we're introduced to something that we're not supposed to be, somehow some large group of something dies. And I don't want
it to be us.
Or them.
I don't want it to be us or them. I don't want anything to die. Just leave it. Just
That's a valid
leave the
reason.
puppies.
Leave
okay?
the puppy planet alone. But, like, it's really far away, so, like, we can't really get there. So, like, if we knew there were puppies and we just couldn't touch them, it'd be fine, right?
I guess. But then if we...
The goal would eventually be to get them, though. Like, get to them.
That
would be our next, like, space.
It definitely would. Everybody would be.
No one would be like, okay, we'll leave well enough alone with the cute puppy planet. They'd be like, get to the puppy planet!
Okay, you have a valid point there, Heather.
That isn't actually a very well thought out reason.
I know.
But I still...
Why are you both surprised?
I'm not surprised by your well thought out reasoning.
No, it was just like a snap well thought out reason.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, puppies, yeah! Let's put aliens on there and make this more interesting.
I don't even need them to be puppies, though. Like,
right, like anything.
That's so exciting, but then you brought me back.
What if it was a bear shark planet, Heather?
Why would you say that?
Well, then would you be okay with us going there and like killing them?
No.
Vicious bear sharks.
I don't like bears. I'm afraid of them, bears and sharks, but I still respect them.
About the conservation, nonetheless.
Yes.
I have a theory. Here's my theory.
Okay.
On that planet, there are probably just a bunch more kind of humanoid things, really similar to us, and that's where we come from.
Oh, that's like it's like a Prometheus type thing going on.
Yeah, that's where we got like cross-pollinated or something over here to Earth, and then Earth happened to be kind of habitable, so we like...
Yeah.
That's actually a really valid theory, in my opinion, about life
like
in
a
general.
Big Bang sort of.
I kind of subscribe to that general... What's that theory called? It's got a name. Transpermia.
Transpermia.
Hi, Josh.
Spermia.
I said spermia.
Oh, okay.
You did.
Hey.
That's not Josh. That's Allie's other personality.
Yeah.
Spermia.
Her other personality is a ventriloquist. It can throw its own voice. So.
Yeah.
At this time, I would now like to turn the conference
What?
over to Ms. Judy Harrington. You may
What
begin.
is that?
What is happening?
That's not on my side.
Public Affairs Officer for NASA's Astrophysics Division.
What in the world is happening?
That was me.
Oh, no,
I
wait.
heard my voice again. It wasn't. It was on my side. The something from the story about the planet started happening.
Awesome. I was like, that is weird timing right now. Suddenly talking about space. It's Allie's other personality jumping in. It's like, shut
Space
up, Josh.
engine. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
No, that was great.
It was random. I didn't even have the window open.
Weird. Okay, so there's another planet, and since we lost Pluto, I feel good about gaining somebody back that potentially has our ancestors or whoever on it. Isn't that like the Scientology theory though?
It's panspermia, by the way, not transpermia.
I don't know what Scientology is.
I think like Scientologists like believe we're like alien descendants placed here or something like that.
Josh knows a weird amount about Scientology, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he just like he's super knowledgeable about a lot of things, though.
Nice. We like you, Josh.
I like you guys.
Excellent. Yeah, let's keep rolling. We're doing good here. All right. Let's watch a little bit. I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to edit this in because it's Vimeo and not YouTube, but potentially here we will place the trailer or first the opening to In Your Eyes, Joss Whedon's new film.
Okay.
Ago. And all right. This is interesting, right? Like, who knew he was making anything? And then all of a sudden,
here it is.
It's a full movie. This is unprecedented. What he did, for those who don't know, is he took this to... Which film festival was this at?
Sundance?
Was it Sundance? I don't...
Let me find it.
I'm not entirely sure. So...
Tribeca.
I was thinking it was Tribeca. So he takes this film to Tribeca, which is a paranormal romance, and that's about the only thing you can find about it online. I don't know, unless other people manage to find any more. I could not find any sort of plot summary or anything like that. And he debuts it, and then he's like, FYI, also right now, it's on the internet, and you can rent it for $5. Right. So we have the power to watch Joss Whedon's new film. You guys, what do you think about this?
I think that Joss Whedon is a stellar person, and I'm just not surprised that you know he it's just available to us like that.
Right? Just bam,
he's so classy. He's so classy.
He's not making it like, oh, the gatekeepers get it first. He's like, no, everybody else gets it in tandem.
To the people. Exactly.
What is happening over there, Heather?
My sister wants to walk past.
Like in front of you? Oh, behind you.
Behind me. You're going to be on the podcast if you walk here.
I need my car keys. What do you want me to do?
Come on, then. You're going to be...
Do it, Sister Feb.
1 million people are going to see you. Oh shh. Be nice. You should run past.
No, this is like an awesome game of chicken.
Run.
It's going to be even better.
Just
as we eagerly await whether
here,
Sister
watch
Feather.
This. I'll hold.
Oh, this is gonna go really well.
Go.
Oh man.
That didn't do.
Go behind the curtain.
That
Go.
didn't do anything.
Hurry.
Yeah,
we don't have time. Just like
You're
disrupting them.
Car keys. I'm sorry.
That's great. Electric Fancave exclusive. Sister Feather rescues her keys.
She goes, sorry. I love her.
That was wonderful. It was a good little interlude. Heather.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Did you watch the opening of this film?
Yeah. I love pretty much everything he does, Joss. I love his writing, too. Yes. And I feel like it's going to break my heart.
Yeah, it looks that
because
way.
That's what everything he does.
Yeah, that's his goal.
Even with Dr. Horrible. Get out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Horrible, are you kidding me?
So you have this thing with Dr. Horrible, and it's super funny, and you're like, wait, this is catchy, and then at the end, right through the heart.
Yeah, just death in your heart.
And this one already looks like it's gonna hurt, so it's probably gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, like it starts hurting.
Yeah.
With this weird sort of Edith Wharton-y toboggan accident in the beginning, and like, where do we go from here? I don't know.
Where do we go from here? Well, no, that's Joss Whedon. It's a song from Buffy.
Oh.
No, where do we go?
I went with a totally different, like, filter song or something like that is what popped into my head. But, good job connecting the Joss.
Done, and we kind of won. So we sound our victory cheer.
Okay, it's like kind of at the end, right?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it in your beautiful voice.
It sounded almost insulting.
It did.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry.
No, yeah, you're right, like, because that's the thing, even in something that's, like, as silly and wonderful as Dr. Horrible, you end up, like, in that short period of time just getting crushed. Your little heart just squeezed.
That's his favorite, too, to crush you when you're not expecting to get crushed.
Exactly, which is one of the things we love about him as much as it is one of the things we hate. I mean, It's why we watch, to get our hearts broken.
It's better than like George R.R. Martin. No, like he's like sadistic.
Right,
he
yeah.
wants to like hurt us. Joss doesn't want to hurt us. He knows that sometimes he has to.
Yeah. That's just the way life works.
Part of life, and Joss is a gentle. It's tough love, but it's gentle, tough love.
He's a good person.
He's a good
person.
He's just an outstanding guy.
Yeah, I'm a fan of all the the Whedon action there, and Zach Whedon, and all the everyone who's tangentially related, their wives and everything. They're just did you guys hear how they did the party scene for Much Ado? That they basically sent out an invitation to their friends and were just like, hey, you guys want to come over and party? Also, you'll be in the background of our movie, but there'll be free alcohol and food, and just come over here. So all those people are just their friends.
Legit partying.
Yeah, they're legit just having a shindig. What?
That's cool.
There's so many sounds today.
Yeah.
I'm the worst podcaster. I'm sorry. It's my phone. It was loud.
That's fine.
Allie.
Do you have an Android phone, Allie?
Uh-huh.
I just taught Heather about Swipe. Do you know? Are you familiar with Swipe?
Someone needs to get Josh on the swipe train because he's just like doot doot doot, and I'm like, swipe it.
No,
Actually,
Swipe is the best thing in the world.
it's the best. Yeah, it's. I mean, you gotta get used to it for a second. But I'm just like, he'll type something, take a million years, and I'm like, swipe it. Your phone does it. And he's like, no.
What happened when we used the voice recognition?
Oh yeah, and then okay. Well, that led into a whole thing.
Let's hear it.
That led into a whole thing the other night where we were in bed. I was trying to teach him to do swipe, and he was like, "Yeah, but let's just do voice recognition. It's totally easier." And I'm like, "Okay, try it." How accurate your sentences come out.
How was it? Did it work?
Oh man, it was so funny. We just went off. We just both started talking, and there's this paragraph of stuff
of whatever your phone made of that.
Nonsense. Yeah, and I emailed it to myself because it was so funny. We just had a ridiculous conversation and let the voice thing record it, and it was just absolute mayhem and nonsense.
Yeah. Mine's actually usually pretty accurate. I'm always impressed, but then I've never tried to have a conversation and record it. But once you get to the point of using voice commands, then it's you could just call the person. The whole point of texting is to not have to speak.
True, but I use swipe when I'm searching for stuff or doing actual typing that isn't texting. I just always use it.
Yeah, it's good. So now Heather's on the swipe train.
All right.
Her life has been changed. She's like, I type like a granny. That's how Heather talks.
Josh also types like a granny.
Yeah, and swipe will change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this movie, going back to it, look at that, Heather. I managed to remember what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You didn't have to guide me. I don't understand, because it's somehow he's seeing through this girl's eyes, who looks like she just died, but apparently she's not. And it's paranormal, though, so I'm I don't know, is she a ghost?
Maybe they share the same soul.
Whoa, dude. Is there a word for that, Josh?
He's not in the room.
Josh? Rats.
Soulspermia.
Soulspermia.
Let's just keep saying spermia as long as we can.
I feel good about that. We're just gonna throw it into everything. T-Rex arms. Spermia. Yeah, I feel like I want to rent it today, but I don't have time to do that. Are you guys gonna rent it soon?
Yes, definitely. Now that I'm aware of it, I really want to.
Yeah. Heather.
I don't know about today. Maybe today. I could do today. I'm still not caught up on Game of Thrones, so.
Oh.
What's next?
I heard, last night's episode of Game of Thrones was very polarizing.
It was boring.
Oh, also there was a change in it from the book that was
oh yeah,
angering to people.
Oh, I hate that.
There's a couple changes.
Yeah, well, one, I don't want to give anything away, This is the thing when you read about it because you don't care.
Yeah.
So I don't actually watch Game of Thrones.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I know. I have serious problems. I attempted, and I have no idea what's going on ever. Too short an attention span for things with that many characters.
There are a lot of characters.
Yeah. So I've even there was an article on the side of IO9 that said, "Did Game of Thrones go too far last night?" So once you read it, Heather, I'll send you the article that I initially read about the change and see what you think, because it actually pertains to something we talked about last week in the Game of Thrones extra that I forgot to post. So I will post that, BT dubs. I just forgot. I got a little caught up in everything, and I forgot to post our extra. So it'll be a week behind Game of Thrones Fancave extra. But are you excited to watch it, Heather? Not Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I am actually.
You seem non-committal.
No, I am. I need to give my heart a break for a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It also has, like, the lead in it, Michael Stahl-David, is in my favorite show of all time, Black Donnellys. So I am really, really excited about that as well. And if you haven't seen Black Donnellys, get thee to Netflix because it's the best show in the world.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it was on NBC briefly in 2007 and then got canceled really quickly because it was NBC in 2007.
Bummer.
I know, right? So the last thing we must address is Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen being adorable, as always. Allie, did you see them do their newlywed game?
Yeah, it prompted me to do one with Josh.
How'd you do? How'd you guys do?
We didn't officially do it because he was like, I'm working right now. I was like, hey Josh, what do you think my favorite comfort food is? And he was like, I don't know. No, yeah, we did it. I made him do it with me after I watched it because it was adorable.
Yeah, like, and they got everything wrong.
They did terrible at it.
Yeah, and the thing was, like, you can't really expect them to do that well when they can't even come up with their own answers.
Yeah, like one person, like they would just sit there for the longest time, and the other person had already like written something.
Yeah,
but it was about them. Like,
and I love when it's like the question is something like about like what song would be Patrick's go-to karaoke song? Like a title? Yeah, a title. And then when they go to show it, Ian's like, I wrote a genre.
Well, they're both old men, too.
I like how nice they were to each other when they would get it wrong. You'd be like, no, I should have put that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That was a good one. Yeah, I do want to do. I would like to do that role.
That was happening with me and Josh, actually. Like, I would think of an answer in my head and then ask him, and he would give an opposite answer. I'd be like, really? Because I thought you would say this. And he was like, oh, you're right, I would. You know me better than I know myself.
Oh, that's so sweet. See, and that's the case with them, too. Those two old men, they just
wonder, though, like, I sometimes wonder, maybe I haven't, like, gotten into their internet friendship presence hard enough, but, like, sometimes I wonder, and that made me wonder even more, are they as, like, close friends as, like, the internet is kind of blowing them up to be, or are they just, like, casual friends, but the internet has this big crush on them as a BFF pair?
We friendship them.
Yeah, I wonder if we do that. Friendship.
That's a good point. But did you see, I know, I was like, how do I put ship in there without just making the same word? Friendship ship them. But did you see the set of photos of them doing, like, tourist sites around New York? Like, did you see that, Heather?
No, I'm just laughing at Allie.
Why? What?
With your obscenely large water bottle.
This is
That is giant.
I don't drink enough water throughout I just won't get up and get a glass of water because I just won't.
Yeah.
No matter what I'm doing, I just won't do it. But I know that I need to drink more water, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy a big bottle and just fill it, just keep it with me, and just drink it throughout the day.
I had a boss who used to do the same thing. She had like a giant jug. It essentially looked like those office, like, you know, the containers they delivered. It was like one of those, but like just
you could pick it up with your hands.
Yeah, like but with some difficulty. It was. Yeah.
I'm just trying to be healthy. Yeah, Heather.
You're being your best.
She is really healthy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Do you Zumba?
No, but I learned about the charms of Zumba from Heather.
Yeah, I felt like that gospel must have been preached at one point.
It's preached, yeah, but I liked it. She sent me a bunch of videos that she likes, and they were all really good. And then I was imagining Heather doing all these like really sexy dances, and I was like, wow.
That's the natural progression, because Heather's talked about having like a YouTube list of these things that she dances to, and so it's a wonderful mental image. And like some of those are pretty hardcore too, so I'm like just impressed that you keep up with those.
You should do.
Well, you're really good at it, aren't you, Heather?
Yeah.
I don't know why this isn't a video that exists.
No way.
Well, man, you've got to make a Zumba video.
Cannot.
You
Us.
should.
Allie, I can't.
Serious.
So it'll have to be in our imaginations for now. But I love them. Do you dance just in general, Allie?
Not unless I'm at like a place where dancing is supposed to happen. And then if I am, then I love it.
If you can't think of a name of a place where dancing happens, it's probably not your thing.
A discotheque? What is it called now?
When I'm at the disco, I do
I like-
cut a rug from time to time.
I love to cut a rug.
I like to imagine. See, I was just gonna say I like to imagine Allie is very much a lot of arms because
That was
she's
a good,
very
like, sort of-
expressive with her
Yeah,
arms.
That was like a b-boy move right there.
I'm not too arm heavy with the dancing. A lot of hips. A lot of hip action when I
Oh,
dance.
that's good.
She's still
they
going
look
with
a
the
lot
arms.
like-
She still
Yeah,
have arms
but the
happening.
arms are doing this thing. That move kills at the discotheque.
Oh yeah. The boys, they just drop like flies when I. What?
That is an incrable dance move.
I'm embarrassed.
You shouldn't
Needs to
be.
be
It
a
was
gift.
beautiful.
It needs to be a gift.
Jif.
I say GIF.
Ugh.
Yes.
I say
Just because you say it that way doesn't make it right,
Yes,
Heather.
it does.
No.
But
That
I
makes sense.
also say it that way, so that makes it right.
2v1.
What do you say?
Jif,
Oh.
like,
I mean, GIF is proper, but I call it GIF too.
Yeah, Josh.
at least he acknowledges he's wrong, and that's fine. Like, he's like, he knows what's proper.
I just defer to him, and if he says GIF, I say GIF. He knows. I assume he knows.
He knows.
But I call it JPEG instead of a JPEG.
And Jim-
Jepeg.
Good.
That is awesome.
No, yeah, I don't dance tons. But that's just because I don't go out a lot. I don't like go dancing.
That's fair.
I definitely don't do it for exercise. I do run. I like to run.
Oh, runner. I don't understand that. But were you following the marathon this morning then?
No, I'm not like a runner.
Oh, just for fitness. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I like the feeling of running with my legs.
yeah. It was like exciting because an American won the Boston Marathon for the first time since like 1986 or something like that.
Oh, it's Boston Marathon time again, huh?
Yes, that marathon, the Boston
Ooh.
Marathon. It is Patriots Day, so happy Patriots Day to those of
You
you
too.
from my home state. So we celebrate that. And yeah, so it was like a big deal. And like the woman who won for the women like broke some sort of crazy record as well. So good job, marathon runners.
Cool.
Boston strong. Any other thoughts on the Whedonverse and all that? No, we did pretty good with that, you guys.
Yeah, we did good
I'm
today.
really proud of us. This is like momentous.
Ba-boom.
Yeah, like Sebastian, Allie is a grounding force that keeps us from tangenting too hard.
Who's Sebastian?
That's good.
Sebastian was another guest we had on here who is the only other time we managed to like not talk for like an hour and 15 minutes and have to cut out half the podcast.
Oh, like we hit all the topics?
Yeah, we hit all the topics.
Oh, good.
I mean, I did send you guys a little John Hamm action too, but do you guys watch Mad Men at all?
Yes. I am not caught up. I stopped after a certain point, but I do love Mad Men.
Yeah,
I loved it when I watched it. But he's on Sesame Street?
Yeah, he's on Sesame Street and it's
It's
adorable.
relevant to my life. My son loves Sesame Street, or he did.
He did? He's like over it already? He's 2 years
Yeah,
old and he's like, F that.
I think he still loves it, but he's like into all these other like PBS shows.
I love PBS shows. I watch PBS kids shows. Those are my like Achilles heel. I could spend an entire day just sitting there watching like Arthur and Maya and Miguel and
Is Arthur
Sid
still
the Science
on?
Kid. Huh?
Is Arthur
is
still
still on.
My
Yeah.
sister used to watch
like Arthur from my childhood?
Yeah, Arthur from Your Childhood is still on. It's
Oh.
like season 8 million at this point. And they have like great guests. Like they had like Neil Gaiman on it and like
Whoa.
yeah,
Cool.
right? He
Yeah.
appears to Arthur in a falafel. It's pretty great.
The world?
Yeah, you guys should watch it. It's so good. And they always have like people like that on the show. And because now it's got like a certain cachet, I guess, after being on for a million years. I'm sure they've probably changed all the voices too, but I didn't notice. So
I've always been surprised at how all the voices on Sesame Street have sounded the same since I was a child.
I feel like, yeah, like if you like listen
Most
to
of
them
them.
next to each other, like then you start to notice you're like, oh, that's definitely not the same.
Oh,
So don't do it. That's what I'm saying. Don't ruin
Okay.
it by
bum me out.
comparing between the two. But John Hamm was on, and he taught emotions to Murray in this episode.
I liked I liked the introduction of Murray into Sesame Street for a while, and then I kind of got like, oh god, Murray, so much Murray.
Who is Murray? I only know him from our Benedict Cumberbatch one that we did a while
Murray is kind of like the MC of the episode, the Sesame Street episode. He doesn't interact with the other monsters a lot.
Gotcha.
The other characters, from what I've seen, he just kind of like introduces the show and does a lot of the in-between stuff. He'll be like, let's learn about letters, let's learn about near and far, let's learn about numbers.
Nice.
But he's not in the skits so much.
Okay, gotcha.
Elmo and the gang, he's just kind of doing his own thing, and he's like, hi, I'm Murray from Sesame Street, and I'm looking for the word on the street. And then that's how the episodes start.
He's like the Seth Meyers of Sesame Street.
The Seth Meyers of Sesame Street.
Yeah.
It's different.
I can appreciate that. Like, he only shows up for Weekend Update. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I see where you're going with that.
Murray's kind of that energy on the show, but also I guess he talks to John Hamm.
Yeah, he talks to all the celebrities. Is Grover still on Sesame Street?
Yeah, but he's Super Grover. He's only Super
Oh, he's
Grover.
only Super Grover.
Yeah, which is... Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, where's just regular Grover? But I don't remember being super irritated by Grover as a child.
No.
I don't remember
loved
thinking
Grover.
he was like, me too, I loved Grover. Now he's just the worst.
Worse than Elmo?
Well, I don't know what universe you live in if Elmo's bad. Elmo's
the
light.
worst! He teaches
What?
kids poor grammar and
He does
talks
do that.
in that weird voice. Ugh,
He's a tiny child. Elmo's meant to be like a small child.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I'm just saying.
Well, your soul is in trouble. Elmo's delightful. I love Elmo.
Alright.
Jack loves Elmo.
Okay.
No. What was the question? What'd you ask me?
I don't know.
Grover. Oh,
Grover!
you think it's worse than Elmo. No. Elmo's good. Grover now is I don't know if he was this way when I was younger, I don't remember. But he's now just this like bumbling idiot always.
Oh, he was
Yeah, I think
always.
he was. Because I
God,
watch
why
Follow
is it
That
so
Bird like
frustrating now,
regularly, and he's pretty bumbling in that.
Yeah, he just screws everything up and he's just like wrong all the time.
What a douchebag.
He's the worst, but he's like he's Grover, so you feel sorry for him and he's like lovable still, but you're just like, dude, you're
Get it together.
yeah, like get it together, Grover. God.
At this point, he's like 50 years old. He should,
Surely.
figure some
Yeah.
stuff out. That's like the weirdest thing is that Sesame Street is like 1,000,000 years old at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing too, because it's
Yeah.
timeless. Like I get to share that with my little boy.
Yeah.
Having all these memories of like Prairie Dawn and Cookie Monster,
Yeah.
and then he's growing up with it too. So, and then my parents even like kind of remember.
Right. Because it was like, what, 69 or something when it first aired?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been around a long time, and it's like not going anywhere.
I love that. Good job, Sesame Street.
Good job.
We may disagree on who your best and worst characters are, but we can all agree we're glad it exists.
Yeah. Well, it's so. I mean, it's really quality. Like, if you're gonna put your kid in front of the TV, it's such quality television.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so we have run out of time at this point.
That's actually perfect because I have to hit the road soon anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well, that works out nicely.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I'm
the
glad I got
reminder,
to stay
Heather.
for the whole thing. Didn't have to leave.
Yeah, I know. This worked out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us,
Yes,
Allie.
thank you, Allie.
Of course.
Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me so many places,
Yes.
but primarily you can find me at YouTube.
ASMRrequests.
I think
Find
the
me
listeners know what YouTube is. Maybe your username would be easy.
You gotta find me. Yeah. You can find me on YouTube at ASMRrequests is the name of my channel.
Excellent.
And should I mention Facebook and Twitter?
yeah,
and stuff?
yeah. Give us where can people look you up?
On Facebook, you can be my friend. I'm Allie ASMRrequests.
Allie with a Y.
Thank you. Yes, Allie with a Y. ALLY. ASMRrequests. And on Twitter, at ASMRrequests.
Yes, and apparently also at what's the other character?
At Avalon Divine, but
Avalon
that's not
Divine.
me. That's Avalon.
That's Avalon, obviously, But we just
will-
for covering all our bases.
She will give you a free psychic tweeting if you want to know what your future holds.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I can't wait to try it out myself. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Electric Fancave episode 14. Don't forget to subscribe to us on all the things, iTunes, Stitcher, yada yada. And if you want to leave us a rating/review on iTunes, that always makes it easier for people to find us. So go ahead and do that. Find us on Tumblr. And don't forget to go to electricfeast.com and check out the blog where we'll link to everything that we talked about here, and make sure that you can get in on the action. Heather, did I miss anything? Excellent. So, I'm Corrigan Vaughn.
I'm Heather Feather.
I'm Allie.
Yep. And we'll talk to you next week, suckers. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, this is the cough out before we get started. If you want to
Do it too.
Yeah, I feel good about it. All right.